The signs help you to know and understand the world. When I was a child, in my science class, I was studying different things about the characteristics of nature. I made some laboratory practices about causes and effects of phenomena, but they were without context. Then I had many questions. For example, what was happening with the water into our bodies, or into the plants, or in the snowy, when there are changes like temperature, pressure, or something? Have you ever asked what is the relationship between the food that you eat, the climate change, natural disaster, some diseases, hunger in the world, or wars, with the chemistry, or with genetics, or physics, or biology? So, to find some answers, let's look what happened in a process like germination. First, you can see what happens from the biological point of view with the seeds, or plants that have flowers also have seeds. In the ovary are ovules, or egg cells. When the pollen joins up with the ovules, they become fertile. The ovules then develop into seeds, and every seed contains an embryo. Inside the shell or seed coat are all the parts that are needed for the seed to grow into a plant. There is a tiny shoot and the root, parts that will become the skin of the plant, and parts that will become the body of the plant. In the embryo, there is also at least one cotyledon, a structure when rich food is stored for the seed to use as it starts to grow. In addition, seeds can be studied from the chemical point of view, for example, when they are dried out and need to germinate. Sometimes seeds like beans, lentils, chickpeas, and others that you may find in the kitchen or in the supermarket, they have been dehydrated, and the embryo can grow for give a new plant. However, ripe seeds can remain inactive inside their seed coats for varying lengths of time. Some have been discovered that were hundreds of years old and were still able to grow. When the conditions are right for inactive seeds, they germinate. Even while seeds are dormant, they are still breeding very slowly, but the uses up. Also, the seeds could die if it can get the oxygen that they need from the air in the soil. It's ice water that makes the seed swell and change the storage food into substance that the growing plant can use. Seeds need good growing conditions to germinate, such as the rich soil, temperature, and amount of light. If the soil is too cold or too hot, the seed will rot and die or germinate slowly, causing the plant to be unhealthy. Then you probably seen seeds in some of the foods that you eat, and maybe you've wondered about how plants make seeds and how seeds grow into new plants. The answer is easy, with different process and conditions of science.